how to become a master in objections handling. So obviously, having courageous conversations with customers, you may have objections. They may say, no, I want it done within 3 working days. No, I don't want that. No, I want to reply ASAP. How do you make sure that you handle that objections, that client's frustration, without making it conflictual, while having the outcome that you want to have? Well, first of all, is about the emotional perception. The same than complaints handling. When you face a complaint or an objection, you need to focus on the emotional perception first. Science tells us that human reaction and decision-making process is emotional first and then logical. So if you only focus on the logical, which is those stages, without acknowledging your customer's objection, frustration, and complaint, is a recipe to failure, because the customer will not be ready to listen to you. So first of all, paraphrasing their concern. Get them to speak about it, asking them open questions. I totally understand where you're coming from. Would you like to tell me more about this? Etc., etc. Once you paraphrase, you need to, again, I've just said it actually, sorry, you need to acknowledge their objection. I totally understand where you're coming from. I totally understand why you believe we should do it this way. Because again, you make it as a discussion rather than a conflict. Now the client is ready to listen to you. Then you can use a very simple approach that is called the no, why, but approach. You say no without saying no. Unfortunately, this is not something we can do. You explain the why, and we will see one thing that you need to do when it comes to explaining the why. But on many instances, businesses, individuals, they don't explain the why. Sometimes what the customer needs is to understand the why, to be like, oh, okay, so that's how you are. Oh, okay, so that's how it works. Probably just by explaining the why, you will already do a step towards them, they'll be already happy. In case they're not, you give the but, which is an alternative solution, which is what you can do instead. I'm really sorry we cannot issue your project within 5 working days because blah, blah, blah. However, what we can do is stay in touch with you, do it in 3 working days, but we can do probably half of it and give you updates moving forward to finish it. Something like this. So again, you give them an alternative solution. And what is very, very powerful when it comes to alternative solutions is give several ones. Why do you think giving several alternative solutions is very powerful? Very, very good. You give them that impression of having control. They have the choice. And giving them back that control just for those alternative solutions is very powerful. And in the other hand, if they are choosing what alternative they would like to go for, they are less likely to blame you moving forward, because again, expectations management is also about protecting yourself and protecting the business. So if you can, if it is applicable and possible, give them several alternative solutions for them to choose. So give them this control just for that moment, and also you are reducing the likelihood to be blamed moving forward. And they're less likely to be frustrated because they feel like they have the control. So again, it's all about giving the impression of control while you're keeping it yourself as the expert. Obviously, I jumped that one because that one is probably the most important. You need to use their needs as the number one reason to justify the why. All right? So let's say a customer is calling a call centers and is complaining right away that he's been waiting or she's been waiting for 20 minutes. Something you can say is to justify that why it's taking so long is making it about the fact that you care for your clients in general. The reason why it takes time sometimes is because we want to make sure that we spend enough time with our customers to answer their needs and provide the best service, and this is exactly what we will do with you. So again, you justify the why by making it about their needs as an individual or generally about the needs of the customers, because you're sending the good message there. 1, they are more likely to agree with you. 2, it's less likely to make it conflictual. And 3, you are making it about how much you care for your clients. And most part of the time, the reason when we justify that why, we defend ourselves. We are kind of on a defensive attitude. We explain internal things that customers don't care about, rather than making it about you caring for your clients. And every time I train people, I'm focusing on that.